is number 3 on my countdown of the top 50 games of my collection. This is Star Wars Imperial Assault. It plays 2 to 5 players. It is best, well, I'll hold on to that for a minute. Each session takes about 2 hours to play. Difficulty, I would say, depending on the way you're playing, because there's 3 different ways to play this game, it's either a 3 or a 4. Ages probably 12 and up. And this is essentially I call it a dungeon crawl type of game, because I'll get into the 3 ways to play. The first way to play is as a true dungeon crawl. You have one person running all the bad guys, and then the other players play one of the heroes. That's the way the game was designed. As an add-on, the second way to play is they made it a skirmish game, where you can choose your forces, and you can be rebels or Imperial or some of the mercenary scum and villainy with the sand people, and essentially the neutrals that aren't either rebels or Imperials. And you set a point value, and you can play head to head against one other person. And the third way to play, which is what vaulted this game into my top 5, is last year they came out with an app that you can run on a smartphone or a tablet or on your PC, and it takes over running the bad guys, or the Imperials, and lets you play a pure cooperative game. And then you'll take turns, you'll take a turn, the bad guys will take a turn, and you just click activate, and then the app will let you know which bad guy to move, or which unit to move, and who they focus on, and it's really nice. The base game comes with 6 different heroes, and each have their own hero card and a stack of upgrade cards, or as they level up, you can unlock these abilities. This is the wannabe Jedi, the Haunted Exile, and it has how many health and endurance, and the endurance is a resource that you can spend to do the special abilities that the character may have. Like hers, you can spend 2 strain, or spend 2 of her endurance. Use when you declare an attack with a melee weapon. Choose and remove 1 die from the target's defense pool. Limit once per activation. So the way combat works, and Fantasy Flight, the producers of this game, are a fan of these customized dice that have a lot of weird little symbols on them, and maybe some numbers. And that's the way they differentiate between how well somebody is in maybe melee combat versus shooting. If they're better at long range or short range, they do more damage. So that'll determine whether you're rolling the say the rainbow colored dice. If you're rolling yellow and blue, and it's all on the character's weapon that they start with, I should say. And there's stacks of cards with weapon upgrades that you can discover throughout the campaign. You may open a crate and stumble across something, or you can buy stuff in between missions. You go to the store, and it randomly throws some items out that you may be able to purchase. Anyway, so there's those, and then the defensive die are either black, which represent armor, or the white die, which represents your ability to evade. So the Jedi gets the white die because they're not really armor heavy, but there's a lot, I'd say more of the characters are armor focused. So during your turn, you'll get 2 activations. You can move and shoot, or to shoot twice, or move twice, or open a door. It's real simple, and it's relatively quick. You can play with 4 people around the table, and there's not a lot of downtime between turns, which is really nice. It feels like Star Wars. If you're a fan of the, I'd say the Rogue One movie, this feels like Rogue One because you're not playing Han and Leia and Chewie and Luke. You're playing the B-listers, the unnamed other characters in the Rebel Alliance, and you can encounter Luke and maybe Obi-Wan or Chewie, and you'll be sent on a mission, and depending on how well you do, you may get those characters, that character, to help you out. We're playing a campaign with, just started one with three of my friends to try it out. They really liked it, and then we unlocked Han Solo, so we're going to get Han Solo to help us out, and we don't have to use it the very next mission. We can choose when we feel we need him. And so it'll be like a fifth hero running around on the board. There's no death in this game. Well, I shouldn't say that. Stormtroopers die. No hero death in this game. You take enough damage, then you flip your card over and your stats get reduced. And then if you lose all of this health, then you're removed from the board, but you can come back in the next mission. It's like you run away or something. So it's got that going for it. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about? The boards, it comes with a essentially tile map building boards. So they all are there's boards, and they're double-sided. So one side is like interior space station, and the other side is like dingy, more like Jabba's realm kind of thing. There's a ton of expansions out for this, and that's where they make their money on this, because there's a ton of stuff in the core box, including there's even an ATST, which can show up and is as intimidating as it may seem on that board. Each one of the extra heroes, like Luke and Han, well, actually Luke comes in the box and Vader comes in the box, but all the others you have to buy the expansion box for. They're 10 to 15 a piece. You want to buy some. There's some Wookiee warriors. You get a couple that join you as allies. I think those are more focused for the skirmish level, the head-to-head, so people can build their forces the way they like. With the app, there's a collection screen where you can just check the box and add it to your collection, and then when they randomly assign what's coming out for bad guys, if it's in your collection, then there's a chance it's coming out. So that adds a lot more flavor to it. I'm wearing my Captain Kirk quote shirt. I love Star Trek. I wish they had a game like this. This is it really gives you the feel of Star Wars, but on a more you're still feeling heroic, but it's not like I said, the Luke, Leia, Han level. It's more the Rogue One, the Solo movie, if you've seen that. It's got more. This game has more that feel to it, where you're the B level heroes. And it's not necessarily each mission is not wipe everything off the board. It's you have to find something, or you have to rescue somebody and get back off the board. You have to hold off the Imperials for long enough, and then Vader shows up and makes things really tough. But you don't take him out, you run away before so it doesn't mess with the timeline. It keeps the stories intact, so it still feels like you're in the right era. So this is number 3, Imperial Assault. I highly recommend it, especially with the app. And stay tuned for number 2 for the kids.